Have you ever wondered why something as simple as your breakfast with fruit might be quietly chipping away at your sexual health? If you're a man over 60, the answer could change everything about your energy, your confidence, and how you age from here on out. Hi, I'm Dr. Max Cole, a board-certified urologist with over 30 years of experience helping men just like you rediscover the vitality they thought was gone for good. Over the decades, I've treated thousands of seniors dealing with low testosterone, erectile dysfunction, urinary incontinence, and other deeply personal challenges related to men's health. And through it all, one truth has become crystal clear. Aging doesn't steal your strength, misinformation does. In this video, I want to speak directly to the elderly men, to the seniors who still want to feel desire, purpose, and the power of their own body again. Whether you're struggling with semen retention, curious about how masturbation habits may be impacting your testosterone, or just want simple science-based health tips, this is your space. This is senior wisdom for real men over 60. We're not here to shame. We're here to shine light with sexual education that's honest, natural, and rooted in both compassion and clinical experience. So if you're ready to take the next step toward better circulation, stronger mornings, and true intimacy with yourself and your partner, if you appreciate heartfelt advice tailored for men in their golden years, go ahead and click the like button, subscribe to our channel, Life Over 50 Plus, and let's begin this journey together. The truth about your morning fruit, what they never told you. Let's begin with a question that most men never think to ask. What if the fruit you eat every morning, the one you've trusted for decades, is quietly sabotaging your erections, energy, and overall health? It's not your fault. We were all taught to believe that fruits were the ultimate healthy start to the day. But for men over 60, the rules are different. Your body doesn't process sugar like it used to. Your testosterone levels don't bounce back the way they did at 30. And those so-called healthy fruits, they could be the very reason your mornings feel flat, your confidence is slipping, and your intimate life has grown distant. Over the next few minutes, I'm going to walk you through 7 popular fruits. Yes, fruits that may be draining your sexual energy without you even noticing. And by the end of this video, you'll understand exactly what to eat and what to avoid to take back control of your blood flow, your testosterone, and your manhood. But before we dive into the details, here's something important to remember. This isn't just about erections, it's about identity. Because every time a man loses that spark, he loses a little of how he sees himself. So today we reclaim that. We start with the most common breakfast trap, one sitting on your kitchen counter right now. Let's talk about bananas, especially the overripe ones. Fruit 1 bananas, especially overripe. Let me be honest with you, bananas were once my favorite morning go-to. Quick, convenient, and praised for their potassium. But here's what no one tells you, especially men in their 60s and beyond. Overripe bananas could be quietly undermining your sexual health. As bananas ripen, their starches convert into sugar, a lot of it. That soft-spotted banana, it's essentially a sugar bomb. When eaten first thing in the morning, especially on an empty stomach, it floods your bloodstream with fast-digesting sugars. This causes a rapid insulin spike, which for elderly men has serious consequences. Insulin suppresses testosterone. It interferes with nitric oxide, the molecule that opens blood vessels and fuels strong erections. It inflames the very vascular pathways your manhood depends on. So while you think you're starting the day with a healthy choice, you're actually kicking off a chain reaction that lowers your testosterone, reduces blood flow, and weakens the erection reflex that once felt automatic. You might not notice it today, or even this week, but over months and years, those innocent morning bananas contribute to the slow, quiet erosion of your confidence, your edge, your performance. Here's my advice. Never eat bananas alone. Never on an empty stomach. If you must have one, wait until later in the day and pair it with protein or healthy fats. Think almond butter, eggs, or even a handful of walnuts. Something to slow down the sugar surge and protect your hormonal balance. And if you've been waking up softer, less frequently, or not at all, this might be the silent culprit you never expected. But don't worry, we're just getting started. Because the next fruit, small, sweet, and seemingly harmless, might be doing even more damage. Let's talk about grapes. Fruit 2. Grapes 1. The common mistake. Let me take you back to a moment I often recall with my patient Harold, 67 years old, soft-spoken, a retired school teacher from Michigan. When he came to see me, he wasn't concerned about his heart or joints. What brought him in was something quieter, more personal. "My mornings feel different," he said. "I still love my wife, but I don't feel the same spark." We talked, we listened, and as we walked through his daily routine, one thing stood out. Every morning right after waking up, Harold would open the fridge, grab a bowl of cold grapes, and eat them before breakfast. A light, healthy snack, he said, something he'd done for years. 2. The science you didn't know. Here's what I explained to Harold and what I want to share with you. Grapes are sweet, convenient, and seem harmless, but they're deceptively dense in natural sugars, especially for their small size. Because they're mostly water and fructose, they digest rapidly. And when eaten first thing in the morning on an empty stomach, they spike your blood sugar in minutes. Now, for a young man, that spike may level off. But for men over 60 like Harold, and maybe like you, it triggers an insulin surge that does more than manage sugar. It suppresses testosterone, constricts blood vessels, and reduces the nitric oxide your body needs for reliable erections. Over time, that routine, seemingly innocent, becomes part of the reason you're waking up flat or slower, or not at all. 3. A simple change you can make. I'm not here to scare you away from fruit. As a urologist with 30 years in the field of men's health, I want you to enjoy life just with wisdom. So here's a gentle suggestion. If you enjoy grapes, don't eat them first thing in the morning. Wait until after lunch or dinner, especially after meals that include healthy fats or protein like salmon, chicken, or nuts. That way your blood sugar stays stable, your insulin response stays calm, and your hormones can work with you, not against you. It's a small shift, but for men navigating senior life, this small act of awareness can protect your sexual health and even support semen retention power over time. 4. Something to reflect on. If you've been starting your mornings with grapes or any sugary fruit and felt your mornings slowly lose their vitality, you're not broken, you're just learning and adjusting. That's what senior wisdom is all about. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Have you noticed certain breakfast habits affecting your energy or confidence? Leave me a comment below your story. Might just help another man on the same path. And don't go anywhere just yet, because the next fruit is one almost every American has in their fridge. It's served at breakfast across the country and marketed as the healthy drink. But when you discover what it really does to your body, especially after 60, you'll never look at it the same way again. Let's talk about orange juice, fruit. Orange juice. 1. The common misunderstanding. I remember one conversation vividly. Richard, a 72-year-old veteran and grandfather of sat across from me in my office in Arizona. He was active, proud, and still volunteered every weekend. But lately he'd felt drained in the mornings, not just low energy, but a drop in confidence too. "I start my day the same way I always have," he told me. "A big glass of orange juice and toast. It's what my dad used to do." That moment stuck with me because it's what so many elderly men do, not knowing the effect it has. 2. The hidden truth. Orange juice is bright, fresh, and filled with vitamin C. At least that's how it's sold. But here's the part we don't talk about enough in men's health. 1 glass of orange juice contains as much sugar as a can of soda. And unlike eating a whole orange, there's no fiber in the juice to slow the sugar down. That means, especially on an empty stomach, orange juice hits your bloodstream like a sugar bomb, causing your insulin to spike rapidly. And remember what insulin does. It dampens testosterone, tightens blood vessels, and creates internal inflammation, all of which lead to erectile dysfunction. And that feeling of sluggishness, older men often chalk up to just getting older. But it's not just age, it's breakfast. 3. A gentle change for real improvement. If orange juice has been a morning tradition for you, I get it. Rituals bring comfort. But the body at 60, 70, or 80 responds differently than it did at 30. Here's a better way. Instead of orange juice, start your day with a glass of water. It wakes up your system, gently hydrates your body, and doesn't spike insulin. Still want that citrus taste? Eat a whole orange after a protein-rich meal later in the day. You'll still get the flavor and nutrients, but without the hormone crash. In this small shift, it's one of the easiest, most overlooked health tips for men navigating aging gracefully. 4. A moment of honest reflection. You might be thinking right now, Could something this small really be affecting me? Yes, your body is a system. Everything matters, even your morning drink. It's not about guilt, it's about awareness. That's what sexual education should really be: clear, always respectful, empowering. So let me ask, what does your morning look like? If you've been starting with juice, maybe tomorrow, you try something new. Let me know in the comments. Even one word helps me know this message is reaching the right men. Now we've talked about fruits and juices, but what if I told you that a fruit many believe helps their erections might actually hurt them when eaten the wrong way? Let's take a closer look at watermelon. Because while it's praised for its circulation benefits, the full story might surprise you. Fruit for watermelon. In excess. 1. The misleading reputation. For years, watermelon has been hailed as a natural Viagra. I've had patients like George, a retired trucker from Ohio, tell me proudly, "Doc, I eat a big slice of watermelon every afternoon. Heard it's great for blood flow." And in some ways, George wasn't wrong. Watermelon contains citrulline, a compound linked to improved blood circulation, especially to the pelvic region. But here's the problem: too much of a good thing at the wrong time can quietly become a bad habit, especially for senior men aiming to protect their sexual health and overall vitality. 2. What the science really says. Yes, citrulline can help, but watermelon is also 90% water and packed with sugar. And when you eat it in large amounts or first thing in the morning, that sugar hits your bloodstream fast. What follows is that all too familiar cycle: blood sugar spikes, insulin rushes in, testosterone drops, nitric oxide production slows down. And for older men whose hormone balance is already delicate, this becomes a silent enemy to morning energy, mood, and erectile strength. Think about it. You're trying to do something good for your body, but unknowingly choking off the very benefits you're after. That's not just frustrating, it's disheartening. But the good news, we can fix it. 3. A simple shift that respects your body. If you love watermelon, keep loving it. Just adjust when and how you enjoy it. Instead of making it your breakfast, eat a small portion after a protein-based lunch when your insulin levels are more stable and your body is ready to handle the sugar. And avoid overdoing it. A few bites can still give you the hydration and satisfaction without triggering the hormonal crash that undermines your men's health. As a urologist, I've seen firsthand how these small choices create big ripple effects. Not overnight, not dramatically, but gently and surely, like waking up and realizing, I'm not just getting older, I'm getting wiser. 4. Gentle encouragement and emotional connection. We all want to feel like ourselves again, not just physically, but emotionally. Maybe for you, it's not just about erections. Maybe it's about reclaiming confidence, enjoying time with your partner, or just waking up with more purpose. And sometimes that journey starts with something as simple as reconsidering a fruit we've trusted for years. Let me ask you, have you ever noticed a dip in energy or desire after eating something you thought was healthy? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Your story could help another man feel less alone. Now, if watermelon surprised you, just wait, because the next fruit is sweet, nostalgic, and full of summer memories. But it may be doing even more quiet harm to your testosterone and semen retention power than you ever imagined. Let's talk about the truth behind mangoes and how to enjoy them without compromising your senior wisdom and vitality. Fruit 5. Mangoes. 1. The sentimental snack. For many of us, mangoes aren't just fruit, they're memories. I remember one patient, Mr. Harold, 68, who told me, "Doc, every summer morning I slice up a mango. Reminds me of my childhood in Florida. Feels like home." And who could blame him? Mangoes are juicy, sweet, and comforting. But here's the part that's hard to hear: the very fruit that brings back warm feelings can slowly cool your inner fire, especially when eaten at the wrong time and in the wrong way. 2. The hidden truth about mangoes. Mangoes are loaded with fructose, a type of sugar that goes straight to your liver. In younger years, your liver may have handled it just fine, but after 60, your metabolism changes. High fructose intake contributes to fatty liver, which disrupts testosterone production, leading to low energy, weight gain, and yes, erectile dysfunction. On top of that, mangoes cause sharp blood sugar spikes, triggering insulin-suppressing nitric oxide and reducing blood flow, the exact combination that quietly sabotages your men's health even when everything else seems normal. So while your heart is enjoying the nostalgia, your hormones may be sounding the silent alarm. 3. A smarter, safer way to enjoy it. Here's what I told Mr. Harold and what I'll tell you. You don't have to give up mangoes, but treat them like a dessert, not a morning staple. Have a few slices after lunch when your blood sugar is more stable. Better yet, pair them with protein or healthy fats to slow absorption and minimize hormonal disruption. This simple shift helps you keep the flavor and the memory without the metabolic cost. 4. A moment of reflection. You're not here because you want someone to scold you. You're here because you care about your energy, your connection, your legacy. And every small choice, even something as humble as a mango, can either support or drain that vitality. Think back, have you ever felt more sluggish or emotionally flat on days when you started with something sweet, like mangoes? Leave a comment below and share your experience. It might resonate with another senior trying to make sense of his health journey. And speaking of sweet tropical fruits, the next one has fooled even the healthiest eaters. It looks vibrant, it tastes refreshing, but it could be the most deceptive fruit of them all when it comes to protecting your erections and testosterone levels. Let's talk about pineapple and why it might be hurting your sexual health more than helping. Fruit. Pineapple. 1. The tropical trap. A few years ago, one of my longtime patients, Mr. Jensen, 74, vibrant, always active, came into my office confused. He had been starting every morning with fresh pineapple, believing it helped his digestion and kept his immune system strong. "It's my daily dose of sunshine, doc," he said. But despite his healthy habits, he was experiencing a gradual decline in morning erections and noticed his energy dipping more than usual by late morning. 2. What the label doesn't say. Here's what I helped him understand. Pineapple, though rich in vitamin C and enzymes like bromelain, is also extremely high in sugar, with almost 17 grams per cup and very little fiber to slow the hit. So when eaten first thing in the morning, especially on an empty stomach, it rushes into the bloodstream, spikes insulin, and triggers the testosterone suppression we've talked about. This quick sugar load can also constrict blood vessels, reduce nitric oxide, and increase inflammation, a combination that quietly undermines your ability to maintain strong natural erections. For older men whose bodies are more sensitive to glucose fluctuations, this chain reaction happens faster, lasts longer, and disrupts more than just physical energy. It dulls the mental clarity and emotional balance too. A simple adjustment, a big result. But here's the good news I shared with Mr. Jensen, and now with you. You don't have to stop enjoying pineapple, you just need to change when and how you eat it. Here's what works best for men over 60. Skip pineapple in the morning. Enjoy it in small portions after a protein-based lunch or dinner. Pair it with healthy fats like a few almonds or a slice of avocado to balance the sugar impact. This alone can help reduce insulin spikes, protect testosterone levels, and support more stable blood flow throughout the day. 4. Your health, your pace. What I told Mr. Jensen, I'll share with you. The journey to reclaiming your sexual health doesn't require sacrifice. It requires awareness. Your strength as a man, your confidence, and your connection don't disappear overnight, but they also don't return with just willpower alone. They come back when you listen, learn, and make small, steady changes. Have you ever thought you were eating healthy but later realized it may have been working against your goals? Share your experience below. You might inspire another man who's still figuring it out. Now, as surprising as pineapple might be, the last fruit on this list may be the most dangerous of all. It's small. It's often marketed as a healthy snack. But for men over 60, it could be the stealthiest saboteur of all when it comes to your testosterone, erection strength, and urinary control. Let's talk about dried fruits and what makes them so risky for men's health. Fruit. 7. Dried fruit raisins. Dates. Apricots. 1. The sneaky snack. Let me tell you about George, a 68-year-old retired teacher who always carried a small pouch of trail mix. He called it his smart snack, a mix of raisins, dates, and dried apricots. "I read it's better than cookies," he told me. And yes, in many ways, dried fruit seems like a wise choice. It's portable, it's natural, and it's packed with fiber and nutrients. But there's one thing most men his age don't realize, and George didn't either. 2. The surprising truth. When fruit is dried, the water content disappears, but the sugar stays, becoming far more concentrated than its fresh form. For example, a single cup of grapes has about 23 grams of sugar, but when dried into raisins, that sugar content skyrockets to nearly 90 grams per cup. Worse yet, dried fruit has virtually no water or fiber left to slow the sugar's absorption. So when you eat it, especially in the morning or on an empty stomach, it's like eating candy. This sugar rush causes your insulin to spike, which in turn leads to a drop in testosterone-restricted blood flow and can even worsen urinary incontinence in older men. And it happens subtly, no crash, no pain, just a slow erosion of what makes you feel like you. 3. A better way to enjoy it. So what's the fix? You don't need to toss dried fruit out of your life forever. But here's the best way for men over 60 to enjoy it. Never eat dried fruit on its own. Pair a few pieces with nuts or Greek yogurt to buffer the sugar. Avoid having it first thing in the morning. Stick to small portions, not handfuls. Think of it like this. Dried fruit is a powerful tool. In the right dose, it can give you quick energy. In the wrong setting, can drain you quietly over time. 4. One choice at a time. George took that advice to heart. He didn't give up dried fruit, he just moved it to his afternoon snack and combined it with a hard-boiled egg or a handful of almonds. A month later, he came back with a smile and said, "I wake up stronger now, Doc, and I don't crash mid-morning anymore." That's the power of a small shift, done consistently. So I'll ask you, do you snack on dried fruits? Have you noticed changes in your energy or sexual health you couldn't explain? Let me know in the comments. Your story might be the key someone else needs. Now that we've covered the 7 common fruits that could be silently working against you, what should you eat instead? Let's shift gears and talk about the foods that fuel your performance, support semen, retention, power, and help you feel like yourself again. We'll start with what you can do today to change your mornings and your manhood for the better. What you need to do today. 1. A gentle reset. Let's take a breath. I know that was a lot. If some of these fruits, bananas, orange juice, grapes, dried fruit have been part of your daily routine for years, you might feel overwhelmed. You're not alone. I've been there myself. And so have many men I've worked with, men in their 60s, 70s, even 80s, who simply followed what they thought was healthy advice. I remember one man in particular, Martin, 72 years old. He started his day every morning with a fruit smoothie packed with mango, pineapple, and a splash of orange juice. It felt clean, energizing, but he came to me saying he was feeling more tired, flat in the mornings, and slowly losing confidence in the bedroom. He was doing everything right, or so he thought. 2. The new morning ritual. So what did we change? We didn't flip his whole world upside down. We simply swapped out what was silently hurting his hormonal balance and circulation. Here's what you can do, starting tomorrow morning. Remove the 7 fruits we just discussed from your breakfast. Instead, build your first meal around blood sugar stability and vascular health. Try 3 boiled eggs, half an avocado, and a side of unsweetened Greek yogurt with a few berries. Drink a full glass of water, not juice. Add a pinch of sea salt or a squeeze of lemon for minerals and flavor. If you love fruit, save it for after lunch when your body is better equipped to handle natural sugars. You'll be amazed how different your energy feels before noon. Your mind will feel clearer, your focus sharper, and you might just feel something else return, something you thought aging had taken for good. 3. The listening body. Your body is always talking to you. It tells you through your energy, your sleep, your erections, your mood. Start paying attention. Keep a small journal or simply notice how you feel on the mornings you follow this new routine. And if you've been practicing semen retention, doing regular exercise for seniors over 60, or following sexual health tips, this new morning strategy can multiply those results. 4. Gentle encouragement. This isn't about perfection, it's about consistency. Small choices repeated daily are the foundation of lasting change. So don't be hard on yourself if you slip up. Just return to the path. And remember, you're not too old. You're not past your prime. Your body hasn't forgotten how to heal. It just needs the right message. Now, in the next section, I'll show you which fruits actually help restore erections, support testosterone, and enhance your vitality. Because once you remove the wrong foods, it's time to bring in the right ones. Let's talk about the fruits that ignite men's health from the inside out. Doctor's advice. Let me leave you with this final thought, not as your doctor, but as someone who deeply understands the quiet concerns that come with aging. When I first began my journey in urology more than 30 years ago, I believed that men's health was all about prescriptions, lab tests, and medical procedures. But through the years, through the stories of thousands of patients, I've come to realize something more powerful. Men's health is not just about fixing dysfunction. It's about restoring dignity. It's about helping a man wake up with energy, walk with confidence, and feel truly connected to his body, to his partner, and to life itself. And more often than not, that transformation starts with small, quiet shifts, like choosing water instead of juice, or skipping that overripe banana in favor of something that truly fuels your body. These aren't just changes to your diet, they are daily acts of self-respect. I hope what we've shared today felt different. Not like a lecture, but like a real conversation, a moment of truth between two men who've lived and learned. So here's what I encourage you to do. Don't wait. Don't wait for the perfect Monday or the next health scare. Start with tomorrow morning. Let your breakfast be your new beginning. And if something in this video resonated with you, even just one insight, type the number 1 in the comments or simply write ready. That way I know you're here ready to take back control. And if you'd like more no-nonsense, heartfelt advice rooted in real science and in deep experience, advice that speaks directly to senior wisdom, sexual education, and men's health for men over 60, then please tap the like button and subscribe to the channel Life Over 50 Plus. We're building something meaningful here, a space where aging means rising, not falling, where strength doesn't fade, it transforms. Thank you for watching. Thank you for caring. And above all, thank you for not giving up on yourself. I'll see you in the next episode, where we'll dive into the fruits that can fuel testosterone, improve blood flow, and reignite the spark you still carry within. Stay strong, stay curious. Your best days might still be ahead.